My name is Kyle Archer. I have made it my mission to challenge the balancing nature of mystery and truth. Words become foundational pieces to the void of sentence fragmentation. Deciphering analytical word rhythm has become survival instinct. This is the new world. This is my destiny. This is enough for conversation.
You don't have the ring light on.
What? Don't need it on. I never have it on.
I feel like it would look better if it was on.
I disagree. Mainly because you want it on. If it was anybody else, I would have put it on.
Okay, let's get this started.
I think you meant to say, let's get this over with. Yeah.
I rank all my friends weekly in my brain, like a preschool teacher with like a star chart with like green to like red levels. Right, you're like in the orange. I feel like this week. You're not yellow. You're not green. You're not red. You're definitely orange.
Have you been tested of sociopathism?
I've been tested for chlamydia.
All right.
And I came back negative, so I think we're good to go.
Welcome back to another episode of the Almost Too Late Show. I am your host, Kyle Archer, and we are on a lifelong journey to figure out what words mean to other words. Not during my intro. Just back up. We'll get you in here. We are on a lifelong journey of figuring out what words mean to people and how they decipher other words. And I sit down weekly with guests to talk about singular words, discuss their meaning and their relationships with us. This week, we have a very special guest. He is basically, in lack of better terms, my bitch. Please welcome Gavin Anderson.
Hello, thank you.
That's your camera.
No, I was looking at the audience.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we do have a live studio audience.
We do.
Hey, how's it going?
Yes, I am Kyle Archer's professional bitch.
Yeah.
And part-time friend.
Yeah.
But full-time.
Mainly on the weekdays.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, full-time. Oh, yeah. Today is something very special that we're going to be doing. A little bit. This is our official Halloween episode, if you can tell by our beautiful decorations here. Gavin actually bought me this duck. And then I bought myself this duck. Pumpkin ASMR.
Wait, this is an ASMR podcast?
No, it is now.
Okay.
Is this good? Are these good triggers?
Huh?
Are these good triggers?
Somebody fell asleep watching this, and I know that. We are doing something a little bit different for our guest today. I have yet to tell you what the word of the episode is, right?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You, as an audience, know exactly what it is because
idea.
you clicked on this thumbnail, as you always do, and it says it in the title, you know?
Yeah.
You have no idea at this moment. So we're doing this on the fly, and we're going to see how this goes. And it's time to reveal
I'm excited.
the official word of the episode.
Drum roll, please, audience. Our live band.
Yep. Oh, really good today. And spooky. He's disappointed because he thought it was going to be better.
I thought it was. Okay. We can work with this.
Mm-hmm.
We can work with it.
What did you think it was going to be?
Well,
Literally anything else, right?
Anything else? I feel like it's such a broad term.
Yeah. This is what we're talking about.
And it also just means nothing. Okay, can we pin it up?
Yeah, you can pin it up wherever you want.
Okay. I just hit my finger.
Nice.
That's gonna fall.
Spooky.
I hope it's in frame.
So, it is. So, we've started off this podcast in major disappointment.
Yeah. We can come back from this.
I think
spooky.
we can.
I love talking about spooky. It's. Go ahead. Take it from here.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and start. Gavin, what does spooky mean to you?
I would say it's like I feel like it's slowly becoming an outdated term.
Yeah.
Like I feel like 5 years ago, people were like, spooky, or people that said spoopy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was funny back in the day.
It was.
If you say it today,
Because
you deserve
poopy.
to be shot in the head.
Good God. Okay.
I feel like this is an episode where we're really gonna feel the generation divide between us.
I think so too.
And sometimes in our friendship, it's there.
I have never felt this generational gap between us.
I do. And sometimes it's comforting, and other times it makes me want to peel my skin off. But
that would be spooky.
That'd be scary. I feel like spooky is a term used to. It's something that is like scary to like a small child.
Yeah.
Like it's like.
That's why it's scary.
Okay. For instance, something that's spooky. The mug that Kyle filled up for me that has a hair floating right at the top of it.
Can I see it?
Yeah. Do you see it?
Let me see it.
He's like, I'll get you water. And I was like, is the mug clean? And there's a hair floating on top of it. So that's pretty spooky.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see it.
I'll take a photo and we'll put it in post.
Okay.
We'll put it in post.
So he's not going to be drinking this entire episode.
Oh, I'm going to drink it. I'm taking a photo first.
Cool. Now that's spooky. Oh, you're going to take a picture of it now?
Oh, yeah. While it's there. Got it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Spooky. Halloween, spooky, scary skeletons.
Spooky, scary skeletons. That's a hit song.
It's a hit song.
Yeah.
You have to listen to it once a year. I have listened to it at Halloween, party and it played, and that was fun.
What did you want the word to be? I want to go back.
Something like niche and specific.
Specific?
Ooze.
Ooze?
Ectoplasm, I think could have been fun.
Yeah.
Eye socket. Skull.
As my professional bitch, I feel like
yeah.
I always disappoint you.
And that's the role of being someone's bitch.
I think so.
Is to be disappointed.
And you always have to make me happy, but I just never have to return that favor.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm rarely satisfied.
Yeah.
With anything in life.
Anything.
Okay. Anything.
Because I feel like if I would have put ectoplasm, you would have been like, huh.
No, I would have loved it.
Okay, that's fair.
It's ghost cum. And I could talk about ghost cum for 20 minutes.
Do you think ghost cum is spooky, or do you think... How do you feel... where does that line up on the spooky spectrum?
Pretty spooky.
Pretty spooky.
On a scale from 1 to 10, would you fuck a ghost if given the opportunity?
Is it a transparent ghost, or is it can I touch it?
Harry Potter ghost, kind of transparent.
Okay.
You can kind of feel
if it's headless Nick, yeah, I'm in.
You can get
literally, I am in.
Nearly giving head Nick.
Yes. I
trademark that.
Yep. Click add to the bottom of the screen. TM with a circle. I feel like this podcast, this episode, is going to be a little bit of a fun time, a bit of a therapy session between your and I relationship, yours and mine, and the slightest bit about the word spooky.
No, we can talk about spooky.
Yeah.
Let's get into it now.
This is Enough for Conversation.
Spooky.
What do you? Okay, what are things that you find spooky? We can take it to scary.
Cobwebs, pumpkins, the color purple.
So you look at this and you think this is spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you were spooked.
But getting a spook is it's the idea of something scary, not actually being scared.
Yeah. It's kind of like shorts. It's the idea of pants, but it's not actually pants.
Yeah, a Halloween-themed movie is spooky,
yeah,
but a horror movie is not spooky, it's scary.
Right. And there is a fine little distinction line between there that I see. And I think that it follows suit of the fine distinctional line between the generational gap, too.
Yes.
Yes. I think I'm getting it.
You are getting it. I feel like people are like, oh, spooky season. You can say it.
Yeah. But you would never see scary season?
That's every season of my life. But...
Do we need to talk about something?
No, we're... Spooky.
Spooky. We can talk about spooky.
So, spooky, I feel like... Yeah, back to the generational thing. I feel like millennials and older Gen Z, they definitely still use it.
I think I can actually agree to that.
like they'll take a photo of like their pumpkin spice latte,
And caption it spooky
They're
as
like, haha,
Z and season.
spooky,
Yeah.
or like so spooky, haha,
So-
doggo, derp, and it makes me want to kill them.
That's wonderful. There's one thing that I think that really triggers my spooky senses, and it's whenever you have psychotic rage backed up behind everything that you say sometimes.
I do. That is pretty spooky.
It spooks me out, and I just kind of undermine it and pass it.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what you should do as a friend.
Yeah, and as we're on the topic of spooky, I think I want to segue over into... So we all know Disney adults. This is my PSA. We should all be afraid of Jack Skellington adults. Because this is something that we need to talk about. When it is a Disney adult, that when Halloween comes along, they don't really have much Halloween Disney stuff. There's like a spooky Mickey.
Right.
They hyper-fixate on Jack Skellington and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
They do.
Or Corpse Bride, too. Corpse Bride adults,
I will say Corpse
I love
Bride
both
is a
of them.
spooky movie.
I love both of them dearly.
Yeah.
But when I come to your house and it's not Halloween decorated, it's not Friday the 13th decorated, it's... Look at me in the eyes. Look at me in my soul. If your house is Jack Skellington themed, if your fireplace has a blow-up doll of Jack Skellington, and your kids are wearing Jack Skellington pajamas on like October 1st, I'm burning your house down. Oh gosh! If you have a Jack Skellington pillow on your couch, throw it off.
I want to segue into something that I have to say after that is of all the people in this world that are a Jack Skellington adult, my sister is one of them.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Their house is not Halloween themed.
But
it
to be
becomes
fair,
just Jack
no.
Skellington.
But to be fair, my sister is born on Halloween, like literally on October 31st. So I think of all people, she gets a pass.
I mean, she has like 500 other movies to decide a theme from.
It's true, but she loves Jack the Skeleton. She loves him.
Jack the Skellington.
Jack the Skeleton. Yeah.
I once, oh gosh, my old friend's older sister just fucking loved Jack Skellington.
Really?
And it was bad. Like, there was their dining room.
Just
in their
everything?
house. I went over the carved pumpkins once. Their dining room was just Jack Skellington.
Did they have like
themed.
plates and stuff too?
Yes.
Really?
Fancy plates on the mantle of the fireplace
gosh.
in the dining room.
See, what's the fine line between not enough spook to too much spook for Halloween? Where would you say that fits?
I feel like it's just a taste thing.
Yeah.
It's like spooky, like some cobwebs. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, Halloween's very campy. It's very unserious. Like,
Yeah.
you put fucking cobwebs in your house, and then you can literally just not clean for a while. Let's talk about that.
That's spooky alone
That's
whenever you just have a
spooky,
fat
yeah.
stack of
When you-
laundry.
yeah, and
If
when-
you leave that out for Halloween decorations, nobody's coming over. It's too spooky.
Yeah, so you can buy fake dirty dishes from Halloween stores, and I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, spooky is just like trying not to be scary, but also something that is acknowledging itself as being scary, kind of like how campiness acknowledges itself as being unserious.
And
but also,
campiness isn't like being funny.
No,
It's
like
being whimsical, if you will.
no, it's like a play on absurdity of
Yeah.
itself, and also trying to make that absurdity serious.
I
but
think
in
it
an
understands
unserious
what
way.
it is, but it doesn't want everybody else to understand what it is trying to be.
Do you understand who you are?
No.
Spooky. I have a mask kink.
I think I just found out who I am.
In that moment,
A mask.
do you think?
What?
Would you have spooky sex?
Like
Halloween themed sex, as some people.
like role playing?
yeah.
Like if I
Not really
dressed up
role-playing.
as this duck, and somebody else dressed up as this duck, and we quack.
Just like, you're at a Halloween party,
Yeah.
you go back home with your somebody.
Sure.
And you're both still in costume.
Mhm.
When you do the deed, you keep the costume on
Absolutely.
because
I would.
It's game time.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Halloween's just an excuse. It's a time of year where it's an excuse for everyone just to get in the role play.
It's for everybody to dress up so they can dress down really quick.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's really it.
Yeah. And we need to talk about all the couples doing the police officer costumes.
Yeah, what's
that?
that's a good thing. What's like
What
the
is that?
spookiest
Oh,
like Halloween costume? Not like in the good way,
Scary?
but in the bad way.
like bad spooky, like
Yeah.
distasteful spooky.
Yeah, because they definitely think the cop and the like inmate is one.
That's like distasteful. Just in
Yeah.
general. It's not really spooky at all. It's just like it's a normal ass costume. It's not Halloween themed.
Are you gonna appreciate the Taylor Swift and the Travis Kelce costumes that are gonna come up?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're good. They're in good timing. It just needs to be a little campy.
Yep.
I've been saying that a lot. I just need to shut the fuck up.
Honestly, on my podcast, whenever it's just you and I, what I would love for you the most is to shut up during this podcast.
I've said a lot of things so far.
You have, and that's
Arson,
okay.
Kink.
Look, here's the thing. I think you have been the guest to talk the most, and I love that so much.
Well, as your bitch.
Huh?
As your bitch.
As my bitch, I need you to do all of my deeds. So, did you do absolutely no research for this word?
I didn't know the word until we started this.
So you didn't do any research whatsoever?
No.
Wow.
No. But I do have
Wow.
a doctorate.
Hmm?
We're wasting time.
Yep.
Continue.
We are going to take a break for our sponsor plug, the color purple. Well, you said you don't like it whenever like the hot dog costume that I have. You don't like that as like a legit hot dog because they're just showing their laziness.
When a costume is one thing you put on,
Yeah. No additional makeup, no additional clothing, just the one thing.
You
right?
have 11 months out of the year
Right.
to just pick.
And that's what most people do. They plan out their Halloween costume years in advance. I know you have the next like 5 picked out for you.
I have like 5 picked out for this Halloween alone.
And I'm not gonna lie, that in alone is fucking spooky.
Like, the best part about Halloween is that I've always said this, and I will defend it, because some first dates, people are like, what's your favorite holiday? I'm like, Halloween. They're like, ew! And I'm like, okay, fuck you.
Really?
Yeah, it's been bad. Red flags. But I feel
Orange
like...
flags.
Pumpkin flag. I feel like Halloween is a holiday where you don't have to do anything specific.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like what you make of it. So
Right.
you like make your own traditions. Like
I think so too.
Like me and my friends, we always go to a haunted house, and then we go back to my other friend's house, and we just like get shit faced.
Yeah.
And that's Halloween to me.
Have you ever been truly spooked at a haunted house?
Yes, once when I thought there was an actual shooting.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my God.
There was like a group of like kids in front of us, and they went to this room, and the room like lost power, and like it freaked out some of the workers, and
Right.
it freaked out the customers, and then they like all ran the back of the line, and then over the speakers there were like gunshots and chainsaws. I was like, oh,
That's
shit.
terrifying.
And
so
then-
you thought wait, it was just like an overhead sound system that played like the gunshots and chainsaws?
It was just like
or?
loud. It wasn't gunshots. It was like the pops.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Like
yeah.
the pops.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, why are they running back? Because usually you get scared, but you keep going.
Of course.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Don't like that.
Am I going to be on the
Don't
news?
like that. There was one time I was spooked with a gun one time before. Me and my friend were playing basketball just outside. We were in the hood, to be fair. And we went there all the time. It's literally, there was no hair in there. And it was your hair.
I will send you the photo.
I saw you before this podcast started pick off a piece of your hair, plant it in there, so you could blame it on me mid-podcast. I know your scheme. I know what you do. I saw it. You wrote it down 30 minutes ago. It's up on your computer right now, and I can see the script. We were playing basketball. Yeah, we were playing basketball outside in the hood, and this group of guys comes over, and we're like, oh, sick, awesome. We're going to play some full games. They're shooting around, and not with a gun, but with the basketball. We're shooting around, and then we have our stuff, like, right up next to the hoop, and then they're just like, hey, can we, like, set our stuff down next to your guys'? And we're like, yeah, sure. Dude pulls out, like, a full, like, pistol, like a 9mm, just sets it down there, pulls the clip out, sets it down there, which was great that he pulled the clip out, but like, and then we were like, that guy's on our team, and we just continually passed him the ball, and he could not make a shot to save his life. But we just kept feeding him, because if we didn't, we might have died.
maybe he was the prepared one bringing the gun, so if anyone made fun of him for being bad at basketball,
Yeah.
it was just like, hey.
Yep. Yeah. I did call him a little bitch, and then he shot me in the calf, so
Oh my
I was
God.
out for a couple weeks.
Spooky.
Spooky.
You had a good spook.
How does it feel? I always love asking this. How does it feel to say the word, bless you, say the word spooky as it comes out of your
I've
mouth?
said it so many times.
But how does it feel?
In moderation, it's good. Saying it too many times, I feel gross. I
Okay.
feel old. I feel like...
You're calling me old for coming up with this word? We don't need to answer that. Take a break real quick. Ready? All right, close your eyes. Now I want you to breathe a deep breath in. Like, hold it. Breathe out. Nice. Okay, one more time. Breathe in. Now on the exhale, say spooky.
Spooky. I hated that.
How did that feel?
I hated that.
I think you enjoyed it.
I hated it.
Look me in the eyes. Look the camera in the eyes.
I hated that. I hated that.
His pants are on fire, ladies and gentlemen. That was spooky.
What was the millennial police?
Hmm?
The millennial police?
Are calling,
They're
and they
coming.
want their idiot back.
They want their 25-year-old
So who do you think you are?
Me? Gen Z.
Chinsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have a lot of chins. And we...
Chin A through Z?
Chin A through Z. If we're being
That's
honest
spooky.
here. That
For
is
just people,
spooky.
spooky. You know what is spooky?
What?
Down the road from my house, there is this lovely little hollow called Hawkins Hollow. And I believe, I don't know if this is true, but look it up. I think down this hollow, there's like these people, there's always crime. It's a very like poor area, but there's just, it's like the hills have eyes back there. And this person's dog like ran off to the woods, and they're like probably calling it to come back. Like, come here, princess, come here back home. Dinner's ready. The dog dragged back a human skull to the house.
Oh my god.
And then the police are called, and it was like a whole thing.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it was like some girl from like Pittsburgh area. That, like, the skull was found.
That's actually pretty
Yeah.
spooky. I have a kind of similar story. Going back to the hills have eyes, like type of thing. So in my backyard, we have this giant hill that kind of sits over top of it. And it was the first time I ever went back over top of it to see the other side of it. So I climb up over top of this hill, and I get to the other side, and there's a bunch of French fries over there. The hills have fries.
I thought it was gonna be a
That's
real
spooky.
story. I have a real story.
That was a real story. Well, you just dismiss anything that.
I have a real story. So essentially,
That was very not punk kind of you.
I'm sorry.
Are we gonna have a therapy session again?
We are. Yeah. It's gonna be like another $150 on the train. Anyways, one time I was hiking by my woods. You know, there's like a bunch of just unclaimed property behind where I live. It's like has these signs like for sale. No one's bought it yet.
Yeah.
It's just like in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Just woods. It keeps going.
Right.
One day I'm going back, and this was during lockdown. I like take this path on this like little stream, and sometimes I go and like I visit the frogs and I read a book. I came back one day to just a full fucking shack built, like probably like a 5-minute hike by my house, and I was like, what the fuck? It was just a shack with like siding, a roof, a bed, a fridge in there, and like extension cords just going from something.
Oh my gosh.
And I tried following the extension cords. I was like, you know what?
It's a bad idea.
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
because I heard like cars,
Yes.
and I was in the woods. When you hear cars in the woods, it's like, uh-oh, what's a car doing back here? Spooky.
That is spooky. One of the spookiest things that ever happened to me, it's a ghost story. And I was out in Gettysburg with just my ex-girlfriend in high school. And we were in wheat fields. This one's a true story. This is not another French fry story, I promise. And we were walking in the wheat field, and I was standing next to this one guy. It was just me and him, open field. And sorry, I forgot to put, you did it to yourself.
Continue.
And he had like one of those EPs, like the voice recorder things or whatever it is. And he says, okay, is there anything that you want to say to me, Kyle? And he lists everybody else, blah, 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 blah. We don't hear anything back. And then probably like 5 seconds after he stops recording, he feels like just like a print on his chest. He jumps and runs. I don't feel anything. I don't hear anything. I just sprint back to him. He freaks out. We end up leaving. We get back to the hotel. He plays back the recording, and he busts into my hotel room. And whenever he plays it back, and he's saying into the EP, like, do you have anything you want to say to myself, Kyle, or anybody else in the group? Between the scream and between him ending the sentence, I swear to you, because I heard it, it literally said, Kyle. Honest story. And that was a good moment for me to make a stupid joke in there that I missed because you were prepped for it and I should have done it. But
You knew it, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you bitch.
Yeah.
You can't do it to me.
No, I wouldn't do it.
I'm around you too often.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true. That's why I tried to simmer down this one and have a real intelligent conversation about spooky stuff with you.
Yeah, and
today.
I've been mean. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, the Jack Skellington adult.
Yeah.
Jack Skellington adults. God,
Mhm.
I need to speak.
I can't speak either today. It's rough.
I just feel stupid.
I do too. That's what podcasts will do to you.
Hungover.
But yeah. I will say that was cool. I will never be able to do that again in my life, and that's my new ringtone. My last question for you as we close this up. Now that we've had this vigorous quest and triumphal conversation about spooky, moving forward for the rest of your life, from this moment on, how do you, Gavin Anderson, my professional bitch, want to have your relationship with spooky moving forward?
I need to work on it.
I think you have a lot of work to do.
It does. It does make me cringe. It used to not. I used to be one of those kids that was like, haha, spooky season, spooky.
And then you turned
skeleton.
into a Gen Z man.
And then I realized that I was just vomiting up millennial culture.
Yep.
And, you can walk into like a cute little room and be like, it's spooky, but I need to reclaim the word spooky for myself.
I think so too.
From
Find your own path of
Yeah.
spooky and follow it and see where it takes you. Hopefully it's over a hill with a bunch of french fries. Thank you very much, Gavin, for coming onto this podcast. I am officially have had enough of this conversation and I'm ready to go home. So thank you for watching this week's episode of Enough for Conversation. I'm your host, Kyle Archer. We'll be back next week with another guest talking about another word to something entirely different. That was a good chug-a-lug-a-lug. Anyways, have a good night. Stay tuned. Thanks for coming out and be spooky.
I love you.
Shit, this isn't real funky.
This one is. Wow. My jaw almost fucking unhinged.
That's spooky.
Ow.